picked up Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Hello, my bookish babes. How are we doing tonight? For some reason, I love to film at night. At night is when I get my best ideas. I don't know what that says about me. I don't even know if this is a good idea, but I'm gonna do the intro to this video right now. What is in store for February? This is going to be a very, very long reading vlog because I have I have 6 books that I want to get to in February, but I don't know if I'm going to finish them all. I've been in a slump since finishing Onyx Storm. I cannot get into another book at the moment, but we're gonna try, which is why we're going to start off with a Quicksilver reread by Kelly Hart, because the second book comes out sometime this year. I'm trying to you see the ring light on this thing? Oh my god. I have the glossy cover. Also, I read this once and this spine is so messed up. I don't like messy spines, but I don't want to get another copy. Your girl ain't got that kind of money. But we're gonna start off with a Quicksilver reread because the second book comes out this year. I want to remind myself of what happened because this was one of the first books I got into last year when I got back into reading, and I don't remember much other than his name is Kingfisher and it's Akatar-esque. That's all I remember. Literally all I remember. And I remember giving this 5 stars and I'm like, if this is a 5-star book, why do I not remember it? I must have been going through something while I was reading this, because what? So I'm gonna do a reread of this to start off February, and I will update you guys as I go along with this because I'm excited. And plus I want the vlog to also kind of remind me closer to when the book comes out. I have the memory of a dead fish, not even a goldfish, a dead fish. Okay, so this is book number 1 on my February TBR. Next up, with it being February, I did add 3 romances into the mix here. I want to read Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. Finally want to get this off the TBR. I gotta get the tissues ready from what I was told, and we're gonna read this in February. I'm excited. I also put Magnolia Parks Into the Dark on my February TBR because I need to stop putting off Magnolia and BJ's story. So we're gonna vlog this and have a terrible time. A great time, but also a terrible time. I can guarantee you that. And then the other romance is Mile High by Liz Tom Ford, the first book in the Windy City series. I want to get this started because Caught Up already came out. What is that one called? Rewind It Back. Take that. Rewind It Back. Blah, blah, blah. Rewind It Back. The 5th book comes out this year, I believe, so I want to get started. It was such a hassle getting this series in my hands. I ordered it on Amazon once and then promised it'd be delivered by this day. 3 months later, I still didn't get it, got a refund, and then I looked on the Target website, it was sold out. I went to my local Barnes, they didn't have it, and they were like, this isn't published in stores just yet. And I'm like, oh my god. And I know I could have just probably got it on Kindle. I really wanted the physical copy because Chicago holds such a special place in my heart personally, so I wanted a physical copy of the series. I finally got a Barnes gift card on my birthday and I just ordered the whole thing off their website, and I finally have it. So we're gonna start this in February for sure. Next up on my February TBR is book 3 of Zodiac Academy. This is The Reckoning. I heard this is when the series really starts to pick up, and I cannot wait any longer. I love these characters. Even though some of them are still assholes in my opinion, I'm loving these characters so much. I can't deal with them 9 times out of 10, but I still love them. It's kind of like having a kid, you know? We're gonna get to this one this month for sure. I'm saying that about all these books. Let's hope I can finish all of these. I've been in a reading slump, a mental slump, a life slump. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna use this vlog to hold me accountable to finish these, so so that's the plan for this month. I'm going to sit back, get my tabs ready, and start with Quicksilver because I need to reread this. Plus, I promised somebody on my book talk that I would give them a review of this, and I can't do that if I don't remember it. So we're gonna get started. Okay guys, I couldn't find my blue highlighter, which is the one I wanted, but there's purple technically on this cover, so I'm gonna go with this purple highlighter, and then I have my tabs ready. I don't even know if I'm gonna use these, but what's the point of Quicksilver? I need silver tabs for Quicksilver. Hello. I mean, those are gray. You get the point. You know, but guys, this dedication is already getting to me, and I don't even remember the dedication. It says, for those who live their nightmares so that others may have their dreams. That's me as a person. I'm literally in my pajamas. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't film in my pajamas is what I was trying to say there. I've never had a dedication attack me so hard. I am a massive empath, and I just do things for other people before I do anything for myself, and it's complicated, and that's all I have to say about that. I'm ready. Am I? No, but I am. The irony that it says commit all you read here to memory, and I'm rereading this because I forgot everything. You know what? I promise you, this time I will commit everything I read to memory. That's a promise. No, but like the way I got about 2 pages in and then picked it up on my Kindle. You guys, I want to lay back and enjoy reading and just, this thing is heavy. This is a heavy book. This is a heavy book. So I got it on my Kindle, by the way. I love my Kindle. I love my Kindle so much. I'm gonna annotate like throughout, like if I find something in here and I'm like, and I highlight it in here, I'm going to transfer it to my physical copy. But I want to lay back and enjoy without breaking my wrist. I don't want to break my wrist, so I got it on Kindle. It's the climb. Okay guys, let's be so for real right now. This isn't even a sponsored post or anything like that, but I've been reading First Time Caller. This was not on my TBR, but I got this as my February book of the month pick. Let's be so for real right now. I have been in a slump, like a reading slump. It's probably because I spent all of January reading the rest of the Boys of Tommen series, and then immediately after that it was all fantasy. Like your girl was in her fantasy era and could not get out. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out. So I picked a romance book for my February book of the month because hello, Valentine's Day. And I was like, maybe I need to step away from fantasy for a minute in order to get out of this slump. So I got First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This actually does not come out until February 11th. If you got it through book of the month, obviously you get an early copy. It's about 400 pages, 420 pages, which I thought was a lot for a romance book. I got to the halfway point in one sitting. You guys, this is such a fun book. Oh my god. So this follows Aiden and Lucy. Now, Aiden is this radio host. He hosts the romance hotline for the Baltimore radio station, and it's called Heartstrings. It's called Heartstrings, but after doing this for so long, because what he does is he'll take in phone calls from listeners and he offers dating advice. And after so many times doing this, he just is like, I'm so sick of hearing people calling and complaining about their partners. I don't think I believe in love anymore. And the whole concept is that this man right here has fallen out of love with love. The ratings and the viewings for his radio show have plummeted. He's clearly cranky. He's clearly not even trying anymore. And his boss is frustrated and like, what's going on? You're Mr. Cranky Pants. We got no viewers. We got no listeners. What's going on? But one night, this little girl who is 12 years old, her name is Maya, she calls this hotline and her mother, Lucy, goes near her room and she's like, it's after her bedtime and she's on the phone and she's being paranoid mother, walks in and finds out that her 12-year-old daughter called this man's dating hotline because she's like, my mom is lonely and I wanted to get dating advice for her because I don't like her being lonely. That is so cute. First off, that is so cute. Do not punish that child. That is so cute. But what happens is the mom doesn't realize, Lucy does not realize that this is on radio and they're live on the radio right now. So she's like, why are you talking to this man? I'm hearing like a deep voice. Why are you talking to this man on the phone at like almost 11 o'clock at night? Give me this phone. And she's calling Aiden out and she's like, what are you doing talking to my daughter? Do you always do this with minors on the phone this late at night, you creep? And then it was basically like you're being pranked, but it was giving like you've just been pranked, because he's like, after all of that, like she was accusing him of being like a cult leader, all this stuff, and then he just goes, you're live on the radio. Your daughter called because she thinks you need a boyfriend because she thinks you're lonely. And she was like, what? 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 Can you imagine? Basically what ends up happening is that interview that she didn't even realize was happening live on the radio until after the fact went viral. It exploded. Heartstrings is back, baby. This radio show is getting millions of listeners. There's women calling in saying that, you know, Lucy inspired them to demand more out of their partners or get out of a bad relationship, because during this little bickering, she does kind of lash out a bit and talks about, you know, I suck at dating. I expect one thing and I don't get it. I want something, you know, I want to be wanted. That whole, like, what you expect out of a relationship. So people are blowing up this guy's hotline wanting to thank her, and then there's men calling complaining because now their partners are demanding more because of her. And it turns out that his boss is like, all right, we're gonna take this opportunity while we have it. Strike the iron while it's hot. You know what I mean? We're gonna get her on the show with you. Forced proximity. We're gonna find the love of her life through your radio show. And mind you, as they're meeting and talking, he fell first. He fell first. I love that trope in a book when the guy falls first. I love it. So now he has to sit with her during this whole radio show and help her find the love of her life. This is so sweet. Again, I'm only halfway done right now, but this is such a fun book. This guy is hilarious. Their banter, their conversations are so funny and also so genuine because the two of them are going through their own things. He has some trauma in his life with illness in the family. She basically doesn't necessarily have trauma. She just has the worst of luck. She has the worst luck of any human being in the entire world. And one of my favorite things that I want to point out about this is probably the first time I've read a romance book where the girl's like ex-boyfriend slash baby daddy isn't a terrible person. He's just gay. And I love that. And her baby daddy slash ex-boyfriend they're like best friends. They've known each other since they were like 3 years old. And they decided they were better off as friends. And now he has a husband. And she's like, my daughter has me. And she has 2 dads. And it's a great dynamic. And we're having fun. I love that. I love the change in pace here. I love the fact that for once the girl's ex isn't a total piece of garbage. That is so different in romance books, and that just made me incredibly happy. So I had to bring that up. And it goes from there. I'm halfway through. I'm going to finish this today, but I have to read some of these quotes to you. I've been annotating like absolute crazy so far. Like this is just so stinking cute. So let me find some quotes. So this is a quote from Lucy talking about how she was using a bunch of dating apps. She was trying to use dating apps and just nothing ever worked for her. And she literally has the worst luck and she just can't find what she wants in a guy. So she goes, it made me feel small, less connected. Like all of us in this big bustling world are just bouncing off one another and I don't have anyone who wants to grab on. Like, ow. Like, ow my heart. Oh my god. But what's wrong with being romantic? I can be a confident, independent woman and still want someone to hold my hand, to ask about my day. It's a good thing to want passion and excitement and care, attention and affection. I don't want to settle for anything less than that. And I think I've just figured out, I think that's why I've been sitting on my couch. That's why I'm home all the time, because I'm tired. I'm tired of trying so hard at something that comes so easily for everyone else. Listen, not as far as like dating goes, but in other aspects of my life, felt. So during that initial call, when her daughter calls, they take a break. Like I said earlier, she is convinced that this guy is a cult leader at first, and like she's having some real anxiety. And he overheard it, obviously, because he was on the phone with Maya while she was freaking out about, why are you on the phone with this strange man? Is he in a cult? What's his deal? She goes, so what are you then? A shaman? A love guru? Do you read people's palms? This woman, he says, no, I do not read people's palms over the radio. I'm also not a cult leader. You heard that, huh? It's incredible what you can hear when someone says something into a speaker. You guys, I am just having the best time with this, and I'm gonna give my final thoughts in a moment because I'm going to finish this today. I'm halfway through. At first, I was a little scared because I'm like, why is this over 400 pages? One of my biggest things is that a romance book should not be over 400 pages because I feel like at that point, it starts to drag on and on and on. But then I'm over here talking about Boys of Tommen being my favorite romance series. So what does that say about me? Do you know how long those books are? Oh my god, I just read Redeeming 6 and it was like 800 pages. So I'm gonna shut up about that. I'm not gonna talk about romance books needing to be short anymore because clearly that makes me a hypocrite. Okay, a hypocrite. So I'm gonna finish this journal, do my journal with it. I'll come back with my review and then we will get back into reading Quicksilver because I was originally going to start this reading vlog with Quicksilver, but like I said, literally guys, last month all I read was fantasy, so I needed this. I needed this. I did not know how badly I needed this, but I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna go finish this and I will be back. Guys, I feel like death right now. I don't feel great. It's woman time. My womanhood is betraying me and I just don't feel great at all. So I'm gonna finish this book. I'm over halfway done. This is first time color. I have the dust jacket off because I cannot read with the dust jacket on. I'm gonna finish this and hopefully it brings me some joy because oh my god, the pain is real. This book is so cute. Like the whole he falls first thing is just one of my favorite things in romance books, and just they are so adorable and they don't even realize it. Like she's over here like, I need to find a date, and I'm like, girl, he's right there, what are you doing? They technically went on a date and I don't even know if they realized that it was a date. Like she got stood up and he jumped in the shower and went and got her, and then they had a fun night together. That's a date. She doesn't need another date. He's right there, sweetie pie. He's right there. You guys, this whole scene with Aiden and Lucy has got me. Like, it's got me laughing so hard. So she likes pineapple on pizza. He thinks it's gross. He gets it anyway because he wants her favorite things to be his favorite things. He goes, it's probably disgusting. The pizza, I mean, not how I feel about you. And then he goes, I could not sound more like a dumbass if I tried. I am loving this book. You guys, my cat does this thing where she follows me into the bathroom every time I brush my teeth or do my skincare or get ready for bed. And then she doesn't let me leave. Oh, baby, you don't let me leave me. Don't look. I'm like, what are we doing? Why is your foot blocking the door? Can we leave the bathroom, please? You're making biscuits. Can we leave? No? I would like to leave the bathroom. I'm done in here. Oh. Okay guys, I'm in bed and I look awful. I don't feel great still, but I'm reading Mile High and I still don't know exactly how I feel about it. Like I'm not fully invested in these characters just yet, but I'm only on page like 86. However, I am very much appreciating the Xander's sticking up for people body shaming Stevie because she's a little bit bigger. Like that actually means a lot. But he goes, what is it? So I guess somebody was like, you're not leaving me with the big girl. And he goes, it takes everything in me not to turn around and punch this fucker in the face. I know he did not just talk about her that way. He doesn't know shit about her. Well, I don't really either. But I do know she's 10 times sexier than either of her desperate friends. And she's got the attitude to back it up. Why wouldn't he want her? Obviously, he's got a tiny dick. It's the only explanation. If he can't handle a woman's body, he may as well say that instead of cutting her down to make himself feel better. Boom. My ankle popped just then, and that hurt so bad. But boom. Okay, guys, I am feeling so much better today. I was such a cranky pants yesterday. It's that time of the month. My stomach was killing me. I have a condition that goes along with that time of the month, so it is never a fun time, and I just was not feeling great, so I didn't film a lot. I'm feeling better today. I've got my Starbucks. I cannot live. I cannot function. I cannot do anything in life without my coffee. Do not talk to me until I've had my coffee. Don't even look in my direction until I've had my coffee. So I have that. And there's a couple things I want to update you guys on. Trying to figure out where to start here. I guess I'll start with the new release today. So I am filming this on February 4th, which is Tuesday, which you know what Tuesdays mean in the book community. It is book release day. And today I went to Target and I picked up Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Ali Hazelwood. I clearly haven't had enough coffee. Hold one moment, please. Do your job. Do your job, okay? Take two, shall we? Today, I picked up Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Okay, boom. That sentence was done. We can move on now. Okay, it's gonna be one of those days today, guys. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is a contemporary romance about a diver and a swimmer, I believe. I will read the back in a moment. But I have to point this out because, guys, if you can't tell by my attire and just if you've seen my room, you see like the Ouija thing, like the tapestry that I have in my room, all that. I'm a rock chick at heart. Rock music is my life. Like punk, rock, metal, all that stuff. My life, okay? So the minute that Ali announced this book, and every single time I look at the title and I see this book pop up on like my feeds, whatever, I immediately start singing I Prevail. If you know, you know. If you don't, that is totally fine. But Every time I look at this, I'm like, so give me something to believe in, throw me in the deep end, it all feels the same with your eyes closed. And I'm like, girl, stop associating that song with this book, because after what I've read, I think we all know what deep end actually means. And it's not the water, it's not the fact that she's a diver, because I heard that this is Ali Hazelwood's spiciest book to date. It's more adult, because her other books, I guess, have been considered young adult. And I'm like, if that's true, okay. So this is her more adult romance, and she's taken a dive, so to speak, into like new adult romance, I'm assuming. So I heard this is her spiciest book to date. I'm very excited, and let's just see what we've got going on here. I knew it was Ali Hazelwood, and I knew it was a spicy romance, and I knew it was about a diver, and that's all I know. Do you see my hair? I was gonna straighten it. Guys, I was gonna straighten my hair last night for y'all. I was gonna be presentable. I was gonna make my hair look nice and pretty. I was gonna do my makeup, and then I just said no. And so pardon the appearance. I can't even, I look like a lion right now, just like with the mane and the. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Scarlett Vandermeer is I can read. I'm having a day, guys. Oh my God. Okay, focus. There's a hair on my hand. One of these days, I'll tell you what this book is about. All right, and action. Y'all, I don't know what's wrong with me. I yelled at this to do its job, and now it is doing its job, indeed. Okay. Scarlett Vandermeer is swimming upstream, a junior at Stanford and a student athlete who specializes in platform diving. Scarlett prefers to keep her head down, concentrating on getting into med school and on recovering from the injury that almost ended her career. Oh no, she got injured. Don't try this at home, guys. Oh my goodness. She has no time for relationships. At least that's what she tells herself. All right, all right. Now, the main character, the MMC, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his last name because I will be offensive by accident. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'll put it right here. I have no idea how to pronounce it, so we're just gonna go with his first name, which is my brother's name. Rest in peace, I miss you so much. So that's another thing, is I'm gonna have to not associate this MMC, who's in a spicy behind book, with my brother. So that'll be fun. Swim captain, world champion, and all-around aquatics golden boy, Lucas thrives on discipline. It's how he wins gold medals and breaks records. Complete focused with every stroke. The innuendos are innuendoing. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm so sorry. On the surface, Lucas and Scarlett have nothing in common until a well-guarded secret slips out and everything changes. I love a good secret. It better be a good secret. I love a good secret. So they start an arrangement, and as the pressure leading to the Olympics heats up, so does their relationship. It was supposed to be just a temporary, mutually satisfying fling, but when staying away from Lucas becomes impossible, Scarlett realizes that her heart might be treading into dangerous water. Okay, so we've got... I am unwell today. Y'all are probably gonna be like, this chick is on some crack or something, because like, it's the coffee. I'm gonna blame it on the coffee, okay? Okay, moving on with that. So we've got a diver and a swim captain world champion, and they're going to the Olympics, and there's secrets, and I don't know if this is gonna be like a forced proximity thing, because like maybe they're both training for the Olympics. I don't know. I could theorize all day, or I could just pick up the damn book and read it. Now, I want to know what you guys think. This has become a very, like, a common thing lately where they're doing sprayed edges like this with paperbacks. I like it to an extent. Like, the sprayed edges on this are just gorgeous. I actually love this. It's supposed to look like water, and I love that so much. But then there's other books where the sprayed edges, like, they're not even on properly. Like, you do this, and you just get, like, a whiff of whatever color it is, and, like, dust particles, and, like, the pages will stick together, and it's just not that aesthetically pleasing. So what do you think about more sprayed edges on paperbacks? I feel like this has a lot to do with the argument of the books are coming out, like authors are releasing too many special editions of books, therefore making them less special. Because this was the only copy I could see. I don't know if there is a copy of this book without the sprayed edges, but I was gonna get the sprayed edges anyway. I'm a basic bitch. What do you guys think about this cover? Are you excited about this book? Did you buy this book? Are you going to buy this book? I will definitely be doing a reading vlog on this. I want to read this with you guys, and we're gonna see if this really is Ali Hazelwood's spiciest book to date. And everyone I got an early copy is raving about this. Raving. So I am adding this to my February TBR. This is the problem with setting up a TBR for the month, because then you get these new releases and then you put your TBR, you kick it to the curb for a bit because you're like, well, this is new. This is shiny and new. It's my new baby. So like, that's what I do anyway. I will read this in a vlog. I will let you guys know what I think about it. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. All right, that's done. I'm probably gonna get to this book after I finish Mile High by Liz Tom Ford. This is a book I'm currently reading. This is book 1 in the Windy City series. I'm about 70% of the way through, and I have some thoughts about this book, okay? So this follows Xander's and Stevie, and Xander's is a pro hockey player and he plays for the Chicago team. I believe they're called the Raptors. I don't remember because Stevie's brother is a Chicago basketball player. I think it's the Raptors and the Devils, I think, but I don't know who's on what team. I'm forgetting right now. Oh no, but anyway, Xander's is on a hockey team in Chicago, and him and his best friend Madison, which is his last name, I think his first name is Eli. So Xander's and Madison are besties and they are on the same hockey team. And it started off with them being rivals like back in the day, but when they got signed to the same team, they kind of became besties, and the media decided to run with this story that they're best friends and they're complete opposites. Okay, like Xander's is the bad boy, the rebel. He leaves every time he leaves the game, he leaves with a different girl on his arm. He's an asshole. He's human garbage, but he's really good at playing hockey. And then his best friend is also very good at playing hockey, but he's the sweet guy. He's super nice. He has a wife. He has a daughter. He's got the perfect life. He's such a sweetheart. And then it goes back and forth. Stevie is their new flight attendant. So she is always on their flights for this season for hockey, wherever they travel for their games. She is on this flight. And Xander's is used to getting any girl he wants. Every time he goes to a different city, this boy is getting his DMs hit up by every girl that loves hockey, always hitting him up because he's got this persona that was given into, from the media that he's a playboy, he's a player, he just wham bam, thank you ma'am, goes to the next town. But he's really not like that. And my problem, I'm liking this book. I really am liking it. But my problem with this book is you start off with him meeting Stevie on the first flight, and he is already trying to hit on her. He's already trying to make a move, and she's not having it. And he's like, what do you mean you're not having it? I get any girl I want. What do you mean? Oh, now I like he starts getting a little creepy with it. Like the whole "you following me" line kind of creeps me out. Like they made it cute later on. But if I was working for a guy and he kept pulling the "are you following me" line on me, or like whatever, not giving up kind of thing, I would be calling the police. For the first half of this book, I did not find any sort of chemistry between Xander's and Stevie. After the halfway mark, like literally starting around page like 250 to 300 is when I start seeing the connection and the chemistry that's there. And that's also around the time that you really get to see Xander's for who he really is, because his problem is he's got this image by the media. He is known as the world's biggest jerk, the world's biggest asshole. All he does is have sex with girls. He doesn't want a relationship. He's a piece of garbage, but he's really good at hockey. But in real life, he's been going to therapy for like 8 years. He has so much insecurity within himself because of issues he has with both of his parents. He doesn't feel he deserves to be loved properly, or that he'll never get it because he was abandoned when he was a teenager by his mother, and then there's issues going on with his dad. Homeboy runs a charity for children's mental health because he wants to end the stigma for men and children not being able to receive proper mental health care. Like, this man behind the media is a freaking angel, okay? He's such an angel. Stevie over here, I do relate to Stevie. She's very insecure about her body, and she's always comparing herself to other girls, and she's like, oh, I'm a little bit on the bigger side, so like, who would want me? And that's because that was programmed into her brain from her mother. Her mother is the biggest piece of garbage mother. Like, I don't even want to say that's her mom. That's just the person that gave birth to her. Not only does her mother prefer her brother Ryan over her, but she's always talking about her weight. She's always telling her that, you know what, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do things my way. To the point where like Stevie's ex comes back into the picture and he's a horrible person, and her mom is trying to force her to go back out with him, and she's like, I ain't having this. The first like 250, 300 pages, you really do not get the chemistry between the two of them. It kind of seems like it's forced between them, and I didn't know how I felt about it, but after you get past like page 300, it really does start to pick up as far as the chemistry and seeing how they could actually work together as a couple. But the problem here is Stevie cannot be seen with any guys on the hockey team. She cannot be fraternizing with any boys on the hockey team because she will lose her job, because I think it's her boss that's on the flight with them, who flirts with every single hockey player you can think of on that plane, like threatens her and is like, if I catch you with any of them, you're fired. So they have to keep it a secret, and it's causing a little bit of problems at the moment where I'm at. So like, I don't have a definitive like thought on what I'm going to be rating this, like at least 3 stars, but we're gonna see how it ends, because I was kind of frustrated the first half of the book, but now that it's starting to pick up and they actually do seem like they could be a couple, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll bump it up to a 3.5. It depends on how the ending goes, but that's that. I'm going to finish this probably today, and I will let you know my thoughts on this. With all of that said, I am going to, I almost said finish. I didn't know if I wanted to say continue or finish. I'm going to finish Mile High today. I'll give you updates on that. And we're probably going to jump into Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I don't know if this is going to be all in one vlog or if I'm going to make multiple reading vlogs about these books. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go read this. I'm going to go finish the rest of my coffee, and I will see you guys whenever I turn the camera on again. All right, guys, hello. We are approaching the end of this super fun journey that I had with you guys reading these 3 books, and I'm going to give my final thoughts on each one and my ratings. So let's get into it. It is late at night. I didn't really know where this vlog was gonna go. I was like, I'm gonna talk about probably these 3 books and then maybe do a vlog on the next couple books I read. I don't know exactly how I want to do this just yet, but I did have fun with this, and I do want to include more of my like thinking throughout the book. It's just I have limited privacy and limited time to film at the moment, so it's kind of difficult for me. I hope you still enjoyed these videos and the more that are going to come. That was not English. So this one I'm not going to talk too much about because I'm going to film a separate video that is a full spoiler recap to prepare you guys for the next one. So that is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I did finish my reread of this book. I am changing my rating for a couple reasons. One, if I couldn't remember it the first time, there's no way this is actually a 5-star read for me. I've come to realize that. I'm bringing it down to a 4.5, which really is at no one's fault but my own, because I didn't remember. I mean, as I was reading through this, I was remembering certain things, but there were moments in here that I was like, I do not remember reading that. I don't remember this happening. How did we get here? It's not a 5-star if I can't remember, you know? Is that just me? I don't know. In the moment when I first read it, I was like, this is straight up a 5-star book. This is one of my favorite books of all time. And it still is one of my favorites. I still love this very, very much. To be fair and everything, I'm going to give this a 4.5 because there were a couple moments in here. If you don't want to know anything, this doesn't really matter, but it's something kind of weird and gross. It doesn't really spoil anything, but if you don't want to know what I'm about to say, skip to this part here. I'll put a little timestamp here. Now guys, I'm all for a shadow daddy. I am all for Kingfisher. I love Kingfisher. I love their dynamic. I love them together. He tracks her by the scent of her. He tracks her by her scent. Excuse me? That's weird. That's weird. Did not like that. I was like, that. I don't know if anyone thought that was like hot or whatever. You think you do you, boo boo. How that was weird. Yoo-hoo. If you had no problem with that, fine. I'm not judging you. I don't judge in my community here, but I was very creeped out by that. I thought that was quite disgusting. That's that. But overall, this book is so fun. It is so high stake. There's so many things that happen that you kind of can't get bored because there's so much going on. You may get a little overwhelmed and kind of zone out a little bit. That's what I was doing, but I was trying to like focus, you know what I mean? But so much happens and so much is at stake, and the banter is bantering, and just overall, this is so good. Again, not going to get too much into it. I'm going to do a separate vlog doing a full-blown recap of this. So this was great. I decided not to annotate it because like, I don't know why. I just decided not to. I really should, especially because I'm doing a recap video. I took notes though. I have notes, which I could have just done here. I took notes. I'm all over the place. I'm unorganized. I'm a mess. But 4.5, loved it, would recommend it 100%. Cannot wait for the next book to come out. I don't remember what it's called. I'm gonna put it here somewhere because there was finally an announcement, and I think we got at least the title. I don't know if we got the cover yet. She's keeping this very secret, very secretive. That comes out, I believe, in the fall, which is perfect timing for a book like this. So I would recommend this. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Also, I realized I didn't necessarily give a review or like my star rating for First Time Caller. I'm giving this a 4.75. This was phenomenal. I already yapped about it earlier, so you don't really need to know anything else other than just read this. If you're in the mood for a goofy, silly, but so cute, so hilarious, so what's the word? See, there's no words. There's no words. Just such a cute, fun romance book. This is it. This is so it. I loved it. This is so different from a lot of romance books I've read, and I recommend this so much. 4.75. That's my final thoughts on that, because you already heard me yapping about this before. And I did finish reading Mile High today. I'm going to give this book a 3.25 stars. Now, you heard me earlier. I was talking about how I didn't feel anything for these characters until the halfway point. That's red flag number one. I feel like it's a problem that you can't get emotionally connected to characters until halfway, maybe over halfway through the book. Just the chemistry between the two of them is not there. It feels more like just like a sex partnership than a relationship. And I know in the book it pushes that I want more than just sex with you, blah, 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 blah. That's just all it felt like to me. And I like Xander's and Stevie as people. Like individually, I like them as people. Together, there's just nothing there. I did not feel a single thing. Like there were a couple moments where I was kind of like, oh, that's about it. I don't know what it was. I hear a lot of mixed reviews about this book, so I feel like I'm validated in giving this a, what did I say, 3.25? That's my final rating on this book, and I am excited to jump into the rest of the series because I heard it just keeps getting better and better each book. So I'm going to read the next book soon, which I believe is Play Along. I have it over there. 3.25. It was okay. It was fine. It just wasn't anything life-changing. A lot of their relationship just didn't make sense to me. There were certain parts where I thought I was like, all right. And then just, guys, the third act breakup. I'm so sick of third act breakups. I'm so sick of third act breakups, especially when there's already no chemistry between the two of them. You can't feel anything for them, and then there's a third act conflict, a third act breakup. I was just like, okay, there's nothing here anyway, you know? So that's that. I still recommend you read the series. I'm going to agree with people when they say, at the moment, you can skip this book if you want to, but because the Windy City series is an interconnected standalone, I didn't want to miss out on like meeting any of the characters that I might run into, because I'm pretty sure in the rest of the books we are going to run into Xander's and Stevie, like most interconnected standalone romance books. So I wanted to get to know them anyway. And like I said, I like them both as individual characters to a degree, with Xander's to a degree, but just as a couple it was not it for me. So that's that. We'll see how the next book goes. And that wraps up this weird, bizarre vlog of psycho-ness. This was all over the place, and I apologize. Again, I have really rare times to film, so when I'm able to, I kind of take advantage of it and do the most I can within that little amount of time. But I hope you still had fun. I hope you still enjoyed this, and stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a full recap video. Completely spoiler, it's all spoilers, the full recap of Quicksilver for you guys sometime before the next book comes out. I'm gonna get that done for you, so make sure you read the book before you go watch that video whenever I decide to post that, because I don't want you to watch a recap, because no book recap that anybody does is going to do a book justice. So I would like for you to read the book, and if you just need a refresher, that's what my recap video is going to be for. So that's going to be coming sometime in the future. And also my next reading vlog is going to consist of a couple more books that I'm very interested in, one of them being Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, which I brought up earlier. This will be in another reading vlog, and I'm trying to figure out what the next two books that are going to go with this will be. I'm thinking the next vlog is going to include Deep End, Addicted to You, the first book in the Addicted Calloway Sister series, and maybe Magnolia Park's Into the Dark, or maybe Zodiac Academy book 3. I'm not sure what the third book is going to be yet. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm trying to improve myself with this whole booktube thing. I'm going with what I got right now. I don't have much, but I'm going with what I got. If you do like these videos, please consider subscribing. That would mean the world to me, and I love you guys. anyone who comes in to check out my videos. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will see you in my next video.